First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect, starting with the Tabernacle of David, the 144,000. After that, you have the large multitude, which are the rest of the men, women, and children, whom the Lord will have mercy on, as it is written in the book of Ephesians. In these latter days, the Heavenly Father, through His only begotten Son, has sent us the Holy Spirit in the form of gifts so that we can go out and teach this word and gather the elect. And when Yahushua returns, He's going to gather together those that are in heaven and those that are on earth together as one. And we will rejoice in victory over the beast, his image, his mark, and receive the eternal inheritance, new bodies, crown, and eventually come back down on the earth and set up the tabernacle of David and rule out of Jerusalem, subdue the heathen, and set up paradise worldwide.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Yahushua
said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, he also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shah. I want to get into the day. All right, well, tonight, it's pretty much, where things are headed, as I'm looking at different things, dealing with a few video clips, reading things and just seeing how pretty much, this is where things is headed. All right. When you go into the scriptures, if a brother can post Job 9:24. All right. Because as we understand, this is the earth, ruled by, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the devil that the Bible speaks of, all right, which is Esau Edom. And within this man's power, he's trying to take, society, to complete Satanism, and lately he's been wide open with it. See, what we've been seeing with, especially the guy, Lil Nas X, as of late, what we've been seeing is Esau pretty much, just coming wide open with it, because for the longest he's been conditioning the earth, to pretty much, normalize Satanism, look at it as just a normal thing. And then even with, these job shortages and, staff shortages with these, with these different jobs, he's pretty much trying to transition, from humans to automative. Every job that he can, he's trying to, implant. All right, automative. You know, that's why he wants to do so much depopulation. That's why, he's trying to get as many people as he can to take the juice. Especially Jake, because a lot of these jobs, that are being replaced, by robots, and automative. The jobs that Jake, the jobs that Jake worked, man. You see, so what we're about to see, is pretty much, this man attempt to transition, into his new world order, and we understand that he's only going to get, so far. All right, so let me hold on, let me cue up the next video. All right, so when you go to Job,
I discovered the 8 immortal kings of Samaria lived a total of 241,200 below the ocean.
all right, so when you go to Job 9:24, all right, which is scripture we get, often, but when you get Job 9:24, said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And see, the earth has been given into the hand, which is the control of the wicked. All right, and with Esau, Edom being in control of the earth, this is where he's taking things, man. This man wants to destroy, organic life and bring in his synthetic, bring in his AI. That's why he dumbed people down so much, all right, to the point where, his technology, is pretty much has convenienced people so much that people are dumbed down. All right. People do not know how the earth works, like the common knowledge, that a man and woman, had 100 years ago, that's diminished. 200 years ago, 300 years ago, the common knowledge, all right, that a man and woman, would have is pretty much diminished. It was coming, it was, a common thing for a man to be able to hunt, the common man to build a house, to understand, farming, for a woman to understand how to sew clothes, had a cookbook, you see, to understand how to nurse children from the earth. Those things will come in knowledge, man. But in this society, that it's been so dumbed down, all right, to the point, where people have pretty much became useless. And this man is now, wants to bring in, his robotics, all right, to do the job. So let's watch this clip, and then we'll get some more precepts,
We start here with this week. The retail giant Walmart revealed that it's been using a driverless truck on a daily route since August, with tech developed by.
Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. The Great Reset I've been talking about obviously a lot. I have to show you what they're doing now. We've heard about the deliberate food supply delays, the shipping containers not being delivered to stores, the cargo ships sitting in the middle of the ocean. And last month when I was talking about it, I had mentioned this because what they're doing is they're trying to force these people out of their jobs with these mandates. They know very well that most of these people aren't going to comply. Of course, some will because some have no choice and some don't believe as strongly against the potion as we do. So they do give in. But what they really want to do, which I've been talking about for years, is replace humans with the thing they love most, robots. That's right. And for years, I've been talking about the driverless cars and the danger of it, which, by the way, I mean, do the citizens have a right to be concerned if there's cars driving around with no drivers? Like if I see a car driving without a driver in the car, like I'm about to show you, I would be highly concerned. Is there a law against this? Do people get to vote on this? Right? Who's liable in the event of an accident? Well, anyway, they're replacing drivers now. Walmart is using the driverless trucks to deliver groceries, and this is something you're going to continue to see because they're already hinting at this being the resolution to the reason that there's a truck driver shortage. Take a look.
Walmart reports a major breakthrough in autonomous technology, driverless trucks. The company actually says they've been on the road for months, and News Nation correspondent Tom Negevin is on the road as well, live in Manhattan with more on how this works. And Tom, you are actually driving right now, sir.
Right, we are, Nicole. This is a Tesla Model S, actually. You mentioned Tesla a second ago. It has some limited self-driving. We're not using it right now in the bumper-to-bumper Manhattan traffic, but turns out in other parts of the country, Walmart's been using it a whole lot with no one behind the wheel. This is it, the driverless truck Walmart's been using to drive sales at its online grocery business, cutting costs by literally cutting out the middleman or woman who used to be behind the wheel. A partnership uniting Arkansas and Silicon Valley, the world's largest retailer, teaming up with a tech startup you've probably never heard of.
So that's the milestone that we are sharing with the world today. And, to my knowledge, we are the first and the only company doing something like this.
And they've been doing it since August, running 2 fully autonomous Walmart box trucks on a 7-mile loop for about 12 hours a day with no driver, touting it as an industry-first driverless milestone. Other companies working on similar technology, the Kroger supermarket chain has been testing autonomous delivery since 2018. Albertsons is testing last-mile delivery in Northern California using remote-controlled carts. But this is leading edge, and if you're worried about safety, the companies say they are too, working and waiting a long time before taking this dramatic final step.
For the first 2 years, we were doing operations with a safety driver on board, making sure that we got data, got experience on this route, knew these routes intimately before we could take the driver out.
New York City traffic really makes you yearn for the development of autonomous technology. But Tom calls this sort of the holy grail of the whole equation, taking the driver out of the equation. And we're actually heading south toward Wall Street. If you were expecting a big reaction on Wall Street to Walmart's news today, didn't happen, which, Nicole, you could take as a sign of acceptance that we consider the future a long way off. Well, I think maybe investors understand it's now.
It is now, Tom. 2 things here. First of all, still seeing the video of those box trucks with no driver. Hard to get used to. Secondly, Tom, please be careful in that rush hour traffic. And thank you.
Now, if you can't connect the dots and see what they're trying to do here, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They come out, they tell us that we can't have, for those people who celebrate holidays, you can't have your holidays. No one's going to get presents. No one's going to have food. There's nothing on the shelves. Everything's bare. And then people go, well, why is everything bare? If all of the products are sitting in the ships out on the sea and nobody.
And you see pretty much, all right, Esau, Edom, You know, he's trying to cut costs as much as possible, and he's trying to emulate. He's trying to eliminate, you know, as many people as he can. All right, this man didn't have, you know, a depopulation scheme without having some type of resolution. You know, and this is his resolution. He's coming up with all these excuses for these job shortages and making it seem as, you know, as if the pandemic, you know, slowed the economy down so much, and as if you know, people, all right, not complying, you know, with the juice. You know, he using that excuse. So he using all these excuses to destroy jobs. You know, he's pretty much paying people, you know, to stay at home. You know, people are making more at the house, all right, than at work. You know, and Esau Edom, you know, he understands the value of having employees and not having to pay them. All right, if a brother can put Jeremiah 22:13. You know, just touch on that real quick. Then we'll go to another video. But this is this is where things are going, man. All right. Expect to see, you know, more robotics. Because they even talked about it in my job today. You know, my operation manager pretty much, you know, was just telling Jake, like, look, you know, you niggas that ain't got no skills, you finna be out of there, man. All right. Esau just want the best minds, all right, to oversee, you know, his robots. That's pretty much what he's going to. He wants, you know, the cream of the crop employees, you know, pretty much just overseeing his robots, man. His AI. All right. Well, I say Jake at work today, operation manager, you know, you telling Jake, like, you niggas with no skills is a liability, man. All right. Now let's get the GMS pray always, hope for lick. In Jeremiah 22:13, it said, woe unto him that builded his house by unrighteousness and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages and giving him not for his work. Now you had Jake, you know, doing that during his time period, you know. But then who did this on a massive scale? Esau Edom. You know, America became a superpower of what? Free labor, using their neighbors, all right, service without wages. You know, pretty much all they did was maintain, Jake. All right, they had a roof over our head, you know, gave us, you know, enough food to live, you know, and they pretty much maintained us while they use what? Free service. Because with these robots, all right, this automotive, you know, machines and equipment, what are you gonna have to do? You're not gonna have to pay, all right, the driver of the truck wages. You're just gonna have to maintain the truck. All right, you just have to maintain the truck, maintain the, you know, the equipment. You know, just like he did, you know, did us during slavery, man. He just maintained us, all right, and used our services, man. So, let a little more play. I got another one. I want to get about two more.
Well, it's because nobody's driving trucks. Even though if you go on a local highway near you, you will see trucks everywhere. But they want you to believe that there's a truck driver shortage. Now, truck drivers will tell you there isn't a shortage. They're putting in new mandates. They're putting in new laws to prevent them from delivering the goods because they don't want them to be delivered. But who can come to the rescue? The self-driving truck. That's right. The self-driving truck can deliver your groceries. Now, I don't know who's going to bring the groceries to your door. I'm assuming you'd have to do that yourself. But this is how you replace humans, right? I was talking about the drones that are delivering pizzas in Israel, the drones that are delivering UPS is pushing the drones, using drones instead of using drivers. And I mean, if people are okay with this, then they're out of their minds. But unfortunately, we have the extreme liberal party, which, you know, and I never do left or right paradigm because it's just a paradigm. But these people who identify themselves as that are such extremists and insane human beings, as if you want to call them that. Yeah, and I mean the human part, not the insane part. But they'll be the people who are okay with this type of stuff. Cool technology. Instead, people should be going, why would we want to replace humans with robots? Even if they claim it's more efficient, even if they claim they'll get there faster, why would we want humans to be replaced and lose jobs? Can't you see what that leads to and where that goes? And what that doesn't just mean for humanity, what it means, well, for the whole world. I guess that is what it means for humanity. Replacing them with driverless trucks. Now, another story too, and I'm going to get into this in more detail, is you're starting to hear more stories about car accidents. And really, I have a feeling that there's going to be an uptick, especially with the towers and everything and all the graphene out there, that there's going to be an uptick in stories about car accidents and an uptick in the numbers of them and people texting and driving and all this stuff. Because remember, all of this connects to a smart city pretty much being like a smart world, a smart country in America, where everything is connected. So there aren't drivers. It's connected. The car's driving itself. What's driving the car? These towers are. These computers are. These quantum computers. So we start here with this week. The retail giant Walmart revealed that it's been using a driverless truck on a daily route since August with tech developed by a startup called Gatik. The retailer has been using 2 box trucks on a 7-mile loop in Arkansas without a safety driver behind the wheel performing runs. I mean, without a safety driver. So who gave the okay to do this? Didn't somebody have to give the okay? Right? Some government official give the okay? Or do Walmart's just like, yeah, we're just going to send it without even having a guy behind the wheel, just in case something goes drastically wrong, like the car drives into people or drives through people standing on a sidewalk or something along those lines. Nope. No big deal, folks. We're just going to send it out in the world and you're going to deal with it. The companies point out that this is the first time that the autonomous truck has been operating without a safety driver on a commercial delivery route, middle mile route. In fact, Gatik and Walmart obtained the first ever permit issued by the Arkansas State Highway Commission for using this type of truck. In this case, SAE level 4 without a driver last December after 18 months of successful tests. I mean, when did the citizens have say in anything? I guarantee the majority of people would say, no, thank you.
So yeah, y'all, as you know, you brothers and sisters can see, you know, this is all right, part of this man's agenda, you know, replace as many, you know, people as possible, you know, with his robotics, you know, because he doesn't have to worry about, you know, a robot being late, you know, he doesn't worry about automotive, you know, being, you know, pregnant, all right. He doesn't have to worry about, you know, sending these machines to get certified. No, you know, this is very convenient, you know, for employer. All right, this automated process is very convenient. Less people you have to get, you know, insurance on, you know. So we'll see how it play out. Now, I want to get another one real quick. Kind of goes into the same thing. They're gonna play a few minutes of it, not much, and then we're gonna segue. All right.
Watch live TV from 85 plus top channels with YouTube TV. Try it free.
That's famous Amos worthy.
Famous Amos, wonders from the world.
Organizations that live and walk among majority of people would lose their jobs, right?
Bernie Andrioli runs 3 Points Automation out of his home in Old Forge. He's been fielding a lot of calls lately from businesses that are shorthanded.
It really ramped up, and we got busy quick.
Companies that can't fill positions with people are looking to fill them with machines instead. Bernie told us about a job he recently did in New Hampshire, designing a sorting system for a large company.
It was all about how can we get our product to the trucks in our docks more efficiently without workers.
Jobs getting replaced by machines is a scary thought for a lot of workers, but Andrioli says most of the time you still need eyes and ears to watch those machines.
I don't foresee this army of robots moving in and taking over everyone's jobs. I've been doing this a long time, and that's always what you hear from people. It isn't happening, and I don't believe it is going to happen. You still need people to do jobs. There are some jobs that you want to eliminate the type of work that the person is doing, something repetitive, something that may injure them.
And right now, it seems like there's not a huge appetite for those types of jobs anyway. That's why many businesses can't find enough people to fill them. Andrioli says by automating the more tedious jobs, the workers who are still there can move on to more valuable and more rewarding work.
Oh, wow. Isn't that great? And then on top of it, we have this other story about robots and machines and algorithms, which we deal with here on YouTube every day, right? The most ridiculous algorithm there is. A third grader probably made this algorithm, been slapping it in the face for years. But this algorithm that they're talking about is one for people who are trying to apply for jobs, because they're saying there's so many job openings, we're creating all these jobs. Oh, you're creating jobs because people are quitting their jobs, and they're not quitting because they want to feel more respected. They're quitting because they are not listening to the mandates, but they don't tell you that because they think you're stupid. But what they're saying here is that people are applying for jobs, but since there's keywords that the algorithm looks for, they're not giving people interviews. Really?
All right, it's a question job seekers are asking all the time. Why is everybody hiring, but nobody's actually getting hired?
CBS 17 digital reporter Jody McCrary is digging deeper into why the computers who are supposed to help might deserve some of that blame.
So pretty much what they're saying is now they have, AI, doing the algorithm, for job application. So when you put in the job application, there's an AI, that's pretty much overlooking these applications, and there's certain algorithms that, don't even get, they don't even qualify for an interview, So this man is purposely breaking down, all right, these jobs, man. All right, was that a brother can post it in Isaiah 19 and 19 and 15, I want to say. Let me see. Get that in Isaiah 19. Yep. Yeah, Isaiah 19 and 15, because this is what it's coming to, man. All right, he wants high unemployment. He wants people depending solely on him, and then he pops up, with the stimulus check, when you on your last, few tokens. All right, this man pops up with the stimulus like a savior, and the masses buy into it, man. So this man is pretty much driving, the workforce, except, those few, workers that he's going to need to pretty much oversee, his equipment. All right. But at the end of the day, that's why we just can't wait till the collapse of this whole system. You know, we just sit back and watch, all right, how dumb, all right, this idea is and what he's trying to do. We just wait for the collapse of this whole system, man. You know, this is on Isaiah from the brother GMS, pray always, hope for late. Isaiah 19:15 says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, all right, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You see, there ain't gonna be no work in America, right, for the head or the tail, you know, because the middle class is all these people that own these businesses that you know, they head these mom and pop businesses and you know these little franchises, you know, they finna be put out of business, all right, or tail, you know, those hands and feet jobs, because this is the main job that this automotive, you know, technology is going to replace. It said branch or rush may do. So we coming to that point, man. All right. And he has pampered people, all right, with these checks to stay at home. So who the hell want to go to these, you know, high stress, low paying jobs, as they say, you know?
Websites like this one are designed to make hiring easier by weeding people out. But Duke professor John Quinterno says it's actually making it tougher.
Particularly larger American companies have really hollowed out their what used to be called human resources function.
Instead, many lean on online application systems that quickly scan for specific keywords or qualities. Quinterno says those algorithms could skip over job seekers who leave those words out or are overqualified.
And as a result, without ever having human eyes on a resume or a person, do you wind up throwing out or discarding a lot of people who could maybe actually be good fits?
A Harvard Business School study finds more than 90% of major employers now use some sort of automatic screening.
They don't always really know what it is that they're looking for or what skills that they're looking for, or that they are essentially trying to automate all of these processes.
As a result, there's a gap between those who need jobs and those who have openings to fill. Federal labor statistics show nearly 2.5 million Americans have been out of work for at least 6 months. Yet here in central North Carolina, the state's latest commerce data show 117,000 openings and just 87,000 seekers.
And so there's just a lot of churn going on right now. And how do you make those good matches? And how do you get people to sort of be in the places where their skills or their talents can fit?
And in My Story Online, find out why one expert says the key.
Now you pay attention to that number. All right, you had 117,000 job openings and 89,000 job seekers. So how in the hell all those people don't have a job? You see? So you have over, 20,000 more job openings than people seeking for jobs. But you still have 89,000 people looking for jobs, man. All right? Esau is playing game. He's running game. As Jake say in the world, Esau running G. You see? So pay attention to this man. But see, this goes over the head of so many people because the masses don't care. As long as they have enough finances to, play around in America, to enjoy the American, all right, playground, the masses don't care, man.
Might be putting the human back in human resources.
Everyone is losing their mind. That's pretty much what has occurred. And it's no surprise. Like I've been saying it for a long time.
Get it, let it roll.
Bogey's on your 6, Limo. They need customized car insurance from Liberty Mutual, so they only pay for what they need.
And walk
All right, so now we're gonna segue, and deal with, how this man is pretty much, manifesting, Satanism in the earth to the point where it's so normalized and, people think nothing of it. All right. And what Esau does, he makes light of his abomination, a lot of times through, comedy. You have Satan, all right, in the cartoon, the Baphomet, in the cartoon. You see? He's made so light, of Satanism that people don't understand, all right, what they're accepting. You see? People don't understand what they're okay with when it comes to Satanism, man. And you see the earth, man, is bugged out. It's a damn freak show. People are just, just freaky, goddamn deaky. You see? Goddamn pedo president. You got Black Lives Matter headed by, four witch studs. The average, nigga woman is bisexual. You see, it's just a freak show. But this is Satanism, confusion and filth. All right, this is the society of Satan, man. And now, pretty much, he just finna come all the way with it. All right, this man is just finna come all the way with it, man. So I'm gonna play this.
All for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I've covered over the years the Satanic Temple, the Satanic Church, or the Church of Satan, I should say, and all of these satanic groups and organizations that live and walk amongst us. People need to know about this. Parents need to know about this, especially if you have your kids in the public schools, because there's an attack on these schools to get satanic doctrine inside the schools and other things. The Satanic Temple for years has been trying to get after school Satan put into place. Now, they might not be trying as hard now because they're working on other things, but they've been trying. And here's a news story that just came out about a satanic group called Satanic Delco. Whatever that means. I'm assuming it means something with Delaware County, because this story takes place in Delaware. And this satanic group, which claims to have no affiliation with the Satanic Temple, but I'll show you afterwards, I beg to differ, who also claim, just like all the Satanists do, not to be Satanists, is going after the schools because certain schools have banned, at least in the past, and it's part of their school dress code still, anything that has Satanism on it, clothing that has satanic imagery and things like that on it. And well, we're living in 2021 now, folks, living in a satanic world. So while the Satanists continue to claim that they're oppressed, which is laughable if you look around us and look at Hollywood and look at everything that's being promoted, this organization has gone after a school, and the school, of course, is caved in because these school systems don't care about the kids. We've seen that already. And they've decided to allow satanic clothing in the schools. Take a look for yourself and make sure you keep your eye out for the BAF.
In the dress code is creating controversy in some Delaware County schools. Students in the Rose Tree Media District are now allowed to wear clothes expressing satanic religious views. Action News' Walter Perez, live for us in media with that story tonight. Walter.
Hi, Shari. This is definitely one of those stories that a lot of people have their own personal feelings about, but still fosters a real discussion about where our rights, our responsibilities, and the law all come together. Joseph Rose says he was approached by fellow Satanists who have children enrolled in schools within the Rose Tree Media District regarding this tidbit within the district's dress code. It says any clothing or accessories that are, quote, satanic in nature are prohibited. Rose, who's the founder of a group called Satanic Delco, says that's not fair.
The idea that a public school, which really isn't a place for religion to begin with, would allow all but one religion was just so obviously unfair and unconstitutional.
It took about a month of consistent emails and phone calls to the district before the superintendent sent out an announcement reading in part, although we have had no complaints or concerns brought forward by any student, parent, or resident, we will remove this language from our current dress code information in the student handbook. Villanova law professor Ann Giuliano, after reading the entire statement, says she believes the district did the right thing.
I really do like the way they phrased it. You know, they recognize that there could be religious beliefs at issue. Not that there are, but there could be, and therefore they would take it out.
We spoke with people in media about this subject, and there was no shortage of opinions.
As far as children go, I don't think you want to start putting thoughts in their head about satanic stuff or anything else. I really don't believe that long-term wise, they're going to grow up with an influence on them from school.
Meanwhile, Joseph Rose says this is not the last we will hear from him.
And it just sort of raises awareness for what Satanists are, what we're not, and maybe helps empower us a little when we have to reach out to the next high school, which I'm doing.
And with that said, Satanic Delco is now in the middle of a similar campaign involving the Garnet Valley School District, which currently prohibits any kind of clothing or gear with satanic or cultish imagery.
So, look, these are things where you might say, well, it's a small little thing, right? Oh, well, you know, they should be allowed to wear what they want. Satanism shouldn't be allowed to exist in our society. If people actually knew what Satanists really did, then everybody would agree. But the problem is that they come out and they present themselves as a political group, a charitable group. I've talked about that for years with philanthropy and how in secret society, Skull and Bones, Freemasonry, they're taught to be philanthropists because it makes them look good in people's eyes. That's why the celebrities do it too. Ooh, look what they're doing for charity. Ooh, they're such good people. Ooh, ooh. But behind closed doors, if people knew what these people were involved in, they would not be walking amongst us anymore, because that's what's happened in the past. Why do you think they had to create this matrix? Because Satanists and witches were getting cast out all around the world all the time because people knew what they were doing. They weren't just doing it because of what they were wearing or how they looked. It was what they were doing with children, what they were doing with animals, and their obsession with witchcraft. So here's the story. As you heard there, the local satanic organization has convinced a school district in Delaware County, and I'm glad Delaware County really put up a fight. Maybe they called Creepy Joe, and Joe just said, hey, come on now. I mean, they really can't even put up a fight about this and say this is ridiculous. Just some kid. This guy doesn't even have a kid in the school. And he calls up and they go, oh, okay. We got Joe Blow here, and he's complaining about it. They don't just hang up the phone and let it go. Of course, they give in, and now kids will.
So this guy, that started Satanic, Delco, he doesn't even have a kid in that school. He doesn't even have a child in that school. And then he's already talking about going to other high schools, man. This man is just here to spread Satanism. All right? How the hell you can have a say-so about a school that you don't even have a child in, man? But you go up there and teach about the herbs. Or you go up there, and say a Hebrew prayer, man. We'll be through. All right? But this is a society, where Satan is pretty much, cool. He just, another guy at the party. All right? This is in his likeness, Yasha Allah, Ephesians 6 and 12. It said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against, all right, rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah, it's a lot of satanic energy in the earth, especially in these times, man. Like I say, we post a Hebrew prayer, our channel might get destroyed. All right. But meanwhile, this man can do an open ritual at a concert, and and nothing's done. All right, no one's to blame. Just open ritual. This how we get it. You see, if a brother could post on 1 John 5 and I want to say 19 and 1 John 2 and 18. I'm gonna let a little bit more of this play.
Be seeing other kids wearing, well, hopefully other kids aren't wearing it, but who knows what this leads to? Well, we know what actually it leads to. Satanism becoming more accepted in our society when it should be outlawed in our society. And just because these people, they claim to be Satanists, and this is what it says exactly on their website. Do you worship Satan? ? No. Nor do we believe in the existence of Satan or the supernatural. We believe that religion can and should be divorced from superstition. As such, we do not promote a belief in a personal Satan. To embrace the name Satan is to embrace rational inquiry removed from supernaturalism and archaic tradition-based superstitions. Satanists should actively work to hone critical thinking and exercise reasonable agnosticism in all things. Our beliefs must be malleable to the best current scientific understandings of the material world, never the reverse.
Now you heard him say, within Satanism, it's a thing to what trust in science and reasoning. So when you got all these people, all right, talking about trust in science, all right, you got a nigga, okay, you got a whole nigga dropped out in junior high, telling you trust the science. He done got juiced up and he done watched CNN, and then he's telling you to trust the science, man. Science, all right, is Satanism. This man tells you about his science, he's speaking of his Satanism, and that's all you hear being thrown around, within his news and his media. But yeah, he gonna pull it up. But these people are gonna say that they're Satanists, but they don't believe in Satan. All right, confusion, man. And that's part of Satan, confusion. Like Yahweh Shema Shah is about order, things being done decently in order, men in order, the women in order. Like he's about order. All right. Yahweh Shema Shah is about order. This man is about pure chaos, man. This is what this man brings to the earth, man. Chaos, death, confusion. Look at the average person, man. They're confused as hell. You ask 10 different, all right, Jakes, what is their nationality? You're going to get 10 different answers, man. All these different genders. There's 2 genders according to the scripture, but, according to this guy's, it's 50. Just throwing a number out there. This whole society, all right, deserves everything coming, man. And why, all right, Christians ain't in the uproar? Why didn't Christians, protest this? Where is vocab? And that damn Kango, all right? Where is this nigga at, man? I'm gonna let a little bit more play. We're gonna get them precepts.
AKA bull crap. This is what they do. So why do you use the Baphomet? Why does this guy got the Baphomet on his wall and an upside down cross? By the way, which is, open. I mean, what does the Baphomet represent? Oh, he represents atheism. Same thing with the Satanic Temple. They claim the same thing. Now, this group claims they're not affiliated with them, but then when you see what their core values are, they use the 7 tenets of the Satanic Temple. So why don't you just stop pretending that you're not before the Satanic Temple might even sue you since you're using their tenets. They love to go to the courts I think they should. I think these two should battle it out, right? Battle it out, Satanic Delco. But that's what cowards.
With unlimited DVR, you can stream classics like The Office whenever you'd like. YouTube TV.
We are honored to serve our community. I like that we are able to take someone's dream that they have in their mind that they put.
Satanists are. They hide behind politics and things like this. We don't promote a belief, and they try to use big words and sound like they're intelligent. To embrace the name of Satan, to embrace rational inquiry removed from supernaturalism and archaic tradition-based superstitions. Why don't you just say you worship Satan and stop being cowards? Right? Is this the direct order from Satan? Because he's pretty prideful. I'm shocked that he would be okay with all these organizations pretending that they don't worship him. But then again, he doesn't care about any of these people. He's going to destroy them too at the end. So, but I mean, how do you make this stuff up with these people? And then they're out in public, visit our store, Upside Down Pentagram, Baphomet. I mean, all the satanic symbols that I expose 24/7 on this channel, they're selling shirts with it on there. They're saying, we are Satanists. We're your neighbors. We make your coffee. We teach your kids. And you come to our office when you're sick. We are an independent congregation with no affiliation to any other satanic groups. So they make your coffee. So they're saying we work at coffee shops. We teach your kids because we're in the school system. And we're your doctors because you come to us when you're sick. Well, that sums up the problem with the world. Because if we rounded these people up, we wouldn't have any of the stuff going on that's going on. Because that's what they've done for centuries and centuries. They haven't allowed this. Now, how did this happen? Well,
So you hear this man, all right, this guy from Satanic Delco. You hear him make the point and say that, we make your coffee, we are your neighbors, all right, we teach your kids. What do you think they're teaching the kids? See, this whole curriculum is what? Satanism, all right? And you come to our office when you're sick. Yeah, so he's letting you know, all right, that hey, his people are in all these different positions within society, man, all right? And pretty much the average citizen, has the mind of a Satanist, man. You see? Now, I say somebody to see, actual ritual or sacrifice, a goat, the pentagram, and the eating, the drinking the blood. Yeah, they reject that aspect of Satanism, but your mindset, all right, is satanic. An Israelite man that doesn't want to serve Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, he's satanic. He's rebellious. Satan means adversary. Shaitan in the Hebrew means adversary. So if you're against Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, all right, it makes you what? Let's get the precepts. You get, it's your brother Gashan 72, this 1 John 2:18. It said, little children, it is the last time as ye have heard that anti-Messiah shall come. Even now are there many anti-Messiahs, whereby we know that it is the last time. And see, we know now because the earth has gotten satanic. This society has gotten to be satanic. It's not a couple secret cults, just somewhere in the earth having secret meetings. No, that way of thinking, when you go back to the 7 tenets of Satanism, all right, that pretty much sums up the mindset of the masses of people today. All right. So when you go to verse 19, this GMS Memphis Karab, all right, is 1 John 5:19. It says, and we know that we are the Most High, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. Why? Because the whole world is being led by who? Esau, Edom. All right. The devil, all right, in the suit. But there's a remnant, beginning with 144,000 that the Lord, has reserved to himself, and pulled us out, these enchantments and these mindsets that we was locked into. That's why Yahweh shall say, the truth shall set you free. All right. Esau Edom ain't got no sway over our mindset with all these, enchantments and you know, philosophies and doctrine. No, we're free from that. All right. So I think there was a point on that. All right. I just wanted to bring those few things out, just to show where things are going, man. This man plans on replacing a lot of humans, all right, people with his machine, and he plans on just normalizing Satanism like, it ain't nothing, man. You see, this place gotta be destroyed, man. Here it is. You can send your child to school, and he can go in one day. All right, he can go get the juice. All right, he can change his sex, and he can come home a Satanist, man, in one day. This is where this has gotten to, man. This place must be, removed, man. You see, what's that? We can end it there for brother. Can get that in Amos 9. See what it is exactly. That was Amos 9 and 8. Let's get that. All right, this is precept from the brother Prince of Yahweh, Psalm 97 and 10. And it says, Ye that love it, all right, Yahweh by Shema Shai, hate evil. It says, He preserved the souls of the saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. Yeah, because as this world is anti-Messiah, well, we're pro Yahweh Shai. All right, we're all for Yahweh Shai. So it's going to be a clashing, all right, by default. You see? It's going to be a clashing by default. The more we conform to Yahweh Shai, because Esau, Edom, and these elites, they can feel it's an energy in the earth that's being resistant, to their energy on the left-hand side. All right? Esau, Edom can feel this, man. So the closer we get, all right, to Yahweh Shai, the more he's trying to open up unto Satan. Like these rituals, this word has plays a heavy role in how Esau Edom is moving. Like these open rituals, he's doing open rituals now. That's because he can feel this energy on the right hand side. He can feel, his deception is wearing off. All right. So this man is about to lose it. That's why scripture say he delivered them out of the hand of the wicked, because I say the angel Yahweh Shai increases in the earth, which is opposed to everything that this man is doing. All right, this man is gonna go deeper into his wickedness to try to combat, righteousness, man. Well, he's not going to prevail. When you go to Amos 9 and 8, said, Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. The Most High is going to destroy this place, America, off the face of the earth, man. This is why. All right? The damn satanic, all right, freak show, man. Freak house, man. You see, this place is Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You go into the word Sodom, it goes into burning. And you go into the word Gomorrah, it means to be submerged. This place is going to be submerged in fire, man, because of the wickedness that's pushed forth in this society, man. Lord gonna destroy this place off the face of the earth, man. And it says, and saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. That's their remedy. So, like I say, this is where we at, man. All right. Expect to see this man wild out. All right. This man has everything to lose. Hold on. All right. So we're dealing with a man that has everything to lose, man. All right. This man, he's desperate and he's finna wild out, you know. So that's why, you know, brothers pretty much, you know, just push obedience, push humility, man. All right. We gonna need mercy for what we're about to witness in the earth, what we're about to see, and what this man is about to try to do. You see? He's finna go for it. That's why this gonna be the worst time since the earth ever was, man. Because you have the wicked in power with all this technology, man. You know, to his disposal, and he's finna go insane on the left hand side. All right. So Lord, will you brothers and you few sisters were edified once again. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being a great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations, and hopefully till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, Bob, DTA soon.